welcome to Scrappin with Sheri. We're on page 86 in the sketchbook today, and I decided to do something I haven't done in a while because I've been using up scraps, but I wanted to go back to one collection. And I decided to pull the school days collection because I got a few pictures of my granddaughter's first day in 2-year-old pre-K, which I don't even understand why they call that pre-K, but that's okay. And I pulled some paper from that collection and the stickers, the embellishments, and I'm going to be using a couple of the mats as well. So I'm looking at this sketch, and the first thing I notice is that this upper portion is 12 by 6, but this bottom is a little bit different colored. So I'm assuming that's also a 6. And I chose this paper because it has all the colors I want to use, but I also like the back of it. And I'm just going to half this using my 12-inch trimmer so that I can flip the bottom of it and make this into that one pager using 2 different colors. I'm just going to cut this through the center at 6. And then I'm going to flip the bottom half. And then I'm just going to weld these right back together. Now, somebody mentioned to me the other day on one of my videos that I could be using some of those leftover pictures as welding strips. And you're exactly right about that. For this particular layout, instead of using any kind of welding strips, I'm going to be using my stickers across the middle. But I do want to add the decoration here and look at my spacing here before I do that. Now, I did choose, in my mind, I haven't done it yet, but I did think I would like to add these crayons along there with probably these little ABCs because, you know, I think she's the smartest thing in the world, but she is learning to say a lot of her ABCs and to recognize them. Now, if you look at this layout, it's got a title block here, and then it's got a photo with a mat, with a mat, with a mat, with a mat, lots of matting there. So I did choose one of the mats from the mat pack, and this one just has crayons all over it, which I thought was really appropriate. The mat itself is just a regular outline, and I felt like it was too much against all that busyness, so I matted that in black, and then I matted another smaller mat in black to put on top of that. So I'm not going to be using lots and lots and lots of mats, but that is 4 different mats right there, using this one from the mat pack and the crayons from the mat pack that go with the school days collection. Now, I had this one picture that I feel like is going to be the best title block, so I decided to use it right there where it says title, and I'm going to butt it right up against this one. I am debating on whether I want to go back and mat everything in black, but I'm not positive. And I do have some space here that I can take up when I overlap the sticker. So I'm just kind of looking at the fact that I'm okay if I cover the bottom of that picture. Now, I had 3 photos to go along the bottom. They showed 3 4x4s. That's just not really working for me because I didn't really want to cut down my photos that much. So I'm having kind of a hard time with that. And what I think I may do, and you'll see I already pre-matted these, again, using the mats from the School Days Mat Pack. What I think I may do is go ahead and put these onto this bottom part and then trim it off so it's just kind of off the edge of the paper. And I think that'll work for me. And they've added some more embellishments here. I'm not going to need that because I am focusing on these pictures. I did leave them 4 inches side to side, but I just couldn't really make them 4-inch squares without losing different bits and pieces. And I just didn't want to do that. I'm looking at their layout and kind of mimicking the angle of their pictures and things as well. I wanted to keep as much of the little shirt in here as possible because my daughter and I were shopping. We were thrift store shopping one day and came across this and decided it would be really cute for her first day of pre-K2. And you'll notice this photo kind of overlaps, but then it goes off the edge. It's funny because you won't recognize this, but when I'm looking at these photos, I'm seeing her detangling spray because her hair gets so tangly. So I see some things related to their morning routine up there on the bar, which is kind of funny to me. Let me pull back out my 12-inch trimmer and just trim off these photos where we've got some extra hangings. I'm going to have to start on the side right here because there's a little extra hanging right there. And a little at the top right there. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to go ahead and tape all this together yet, because I had a feeling I would be cutting off some edges. And it's a lot easier to do that when you don't have a full-size 12 by 12 to work with. And these mats came in extremely handy for this particular page because I just pulled them straight out of that mat pack. And I was able to mat the photos really quickly. And I knew that the colors were going to match because it's all from that same collection. All right. So we've got all those on. We basically covered up most of the pink down here. So it didn't really matter what color I had going at the bottom because we don't really see much of it anyway. And I am going to tack this photo just a little bit right there on that edge. But now basically all we have to do is adhere these things at the top and add our border strip. That's the beauty of using that whole collection that matches and not having to find all the bits and pieces that coordinate somewhat. You know, I tell you all the time, if you want it to go quickly, you need to use all of one collection. It just takes so much guesswork out of it. And the only thing I added to the collection was this black paper that I used for the matting right there. Now, in adding this, I'm going to want my stickers to overlap the bottom of that top photo, which is also going to run them kind of into her head. That's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm going to put just a little bit of tape right here on that photo just to kind of hold it in place while I add those stickers on the top. And if I had pulled out my 13-inch mat, that would make all of this a little bit easier. Now, I do want this on here, and I think I'm going to add it up just a touch. I'm not really covering anything important. And right now, this is not welding anything together either, so don't think I'm using this as my welding strip. I just wanted those little ABCs along that. And then I'm going to pull one row of these little crayons, and that's going to be my welding strip. That sticker is going to attach on the top and on the bottom. And that's going to hold these two pieces together. So, how cute is that? So, as it stands right now, we've kind of drawn everything together. She has a little pencil on her shirt. They did this pencil handprint here. I've got a pencil here. You are just right, so I can tell about the things that she already knows. How smart her and my mama thinks she really is. Let's see if there are other stickers that would be good. Like, there's a first day of school. It's in the green. I don't necessarily love that. There's some more of the ABCs. If I chose to make another page down the road, I could do that. Don't really need it on this one, and there's not enough on this to make it a double spread. And then we've got the little school days embellishments too. I'm not sure I really need anything else. If I chose something else, it would go right here. But I think I'm going to call this page done, except for my journaling. I will journal. And then I'll see if there are any embellishments I want to add. Again, I'm thinking right here if I add an embellishment. But this is page 86 in the sketchbook, done with the school days collection. How quick and easy was that? And until I see you next time, happy scrapping.